Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to take a look at the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron K18, I believe, the Voyager class Dinobot. Now this figure is actually quite a nice figure, although there are some issues I do have with this figure, specifically in the dinosaur, in the Velociraptor mode, but we'll touch base on that later. But in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Dinobot. We're going to take a look at his accessories, the articulation, his packaging, even his collector's card, and also we're going to transform him, no duh, and everything. So without further ado, let's take a look at Dinobot in a closer look. So here we have Dinobot in a closer look, and my goodness, this figure absolutely captures the 1990s Beast Wars animation series that it debuted in that era. And honestly, this figure just looks amazing. I mean, the head sculpt in particular looks amazing. Looks incredibly accurate to the War for Cybertron series, as well as the original Beast Wars series in the 1990s. And honestly, this is an astonishing, fabulous figure. Now, first off, before we take a look at the articulation and some of the cool details he has, is honestly, this is one of my first main Beast War characters that I'm gonna be reviewing, also besides Air Razor, Cheetor that's coming soon, and other figures and stuff like that. This is one of the main characters that's gonna in the Beast Wars. This is one of my first reviews I'm doing of the main characters in the Beast Wars series. So first off, let's take a look at the weapons. Here we have this really cool blade weapon that spins. In this series, it spins. Unfortunately, this is just a solid piece of plastic, and this thing absolutely looks really cool. Although I really wish they painted it in silver to resemble more how it looked like in the series, in the War for Cybertron series, and honestly, this just looks really cool. It could go into the circular port on his hand. It could go inside right here, although it's mostly designed to go inside the tail. But to hold it in the hand, there is this tab right here that you do insert, and then you just close the fingers like so, and then there you have Dinobot's sword ready to take on any Predacons or even a Maximal that comes in front of him. And now this next accessory is this tail accessory that, in fact, in the series it did spin. In the original Beast Wars series, I'm pretty sure it did. And if you attach it on the arm, you could have it like spinning like that. And also, it is blast effect compatible, so if you want, you could attach some blast effects, or even attach the sword on it as well. And it does look quite cool, but honestly, I think it just looks way too big. Now, as articulation is concerned, this figure is actually really well articulated. Obviously, the head is on a ball joint. Excuse me. Right here we have some hinge joints for the whole arm, the shoulders. Right here we have another hinge joint. We have hinge joints of the biceps, swivel joint on the bicep. We have a hinge joint on the elbow, hinge on the wrist, and a full 360 degree on the wrist, as well as the fingers are articulated. So overall, this is a really well articulated figure. And with that new DNA design kit that's coming soon, that's suited for Dinobot, Black Arachne, and Scorponok, I believe, I think that one will actually fix this figure in some ways. And honestly, also looking on the side, we can also see how Hasbro has tried to make it look like the Velociraptor head has extended on the body to make it look more accurate, although the head is just right this area right here. Although squeezed a little closer, we can see what their intention was to make it look like that, and I think it looks really cool. Moving back to articulation, this thing has a swivel joint. Here is a swivel joint as well. Hinge joint on the knee could bend way past 90 degrees. It looks like he's playing. It just looks like he's playing soccer or something. Right here, he could even bend like that. That is mostly due to transformation, though. Right here we have a ankle rocker joint on the ankle, and then we have a hinge joint on the knee, as well as this thing could also hinge inside the foot. So this back spur could hinge inside the foot. So yeah, overall, a really well articulated figure. So now, with that being said, let's take a look at the detail on Dinobot, and my goodness, this guy just looks absolutely amazing. The head sculpt on this guy looks cool. It looks accurate to the Beast Wars series, as well as the 1990s Beast Wars series and the War for Cybertron series. The back looks really well. It looks like everything has tucked in real nicely, although it does kind of look a bit kibbly, but that is what we can expect from modern day Transformer figures. Overall, this is such a Transformer. These Transformers War for Cybertron Studio Series masterpiece. These are all really cool collectible Transformer toys. These are just without a doubt the best toys you could get, and the most accurate toys you could get currently right now of this of 2021 and 2022 and so on and so forth. So now with that being said, now let's take a look at other Transformer figures, specifically more like Beast Wars characters and other Predacons and Maximals. So without further ado, let's do a comparison. For a Beast Wars size comparison, here we have Dinobot smack dab in the center, and here we have the Deluxe Class Shadow Panther, which I'll do a review later down the line, and we have our Scorponok figure, which as well as do a review later down the line. But my goodness, these figures look amazing, especially Scorponok on Dinobot. Shadow Panther looks so dope with Dinobot, and this just looks amazing. Speaking of more cool Transformers, let's get another Beast Wars character, specifically Airazor. Now Airazor with Dinobot, she looks fabulous with Dinobot. Right here we could have both of these characters right here. We could have all of these characters right here, and they all look nice. And even though this is the same mold as Cheetor, we can overall see the size difference between Cheetor and Airazor, although this is Shadow Panther. Now, speaking of other Transformer figures, instead of just the Beast Wars characters and stuff, let's bring in some other characters. Not necessarily Beast Wars characters, but let's bring in other G1 Transformers such as Trax. Right here we can see Trax's size toward Dinobot. We can see Dinobot towers over him and dwarfs him, and we can see Optimus Prime is a bit taller than Dinobot. I'm not so sure if it's my camera angle or something, that something does seem a little bit off right here, but I think that this just looks really cool. Right here we can add another bigger figure such as Rodimus Prime right here. Oh, let me just move these guys a little bit like that. We can have Rodimus Prime right there, and we can see how he absolutely towers over Dinobot. And we could also include the mighty Galvatron, and then we can see how Galvatron towers over all of them, and this looks really amazing. I really wish that this was something we could see in the Transformers War for Cybertron series, that the Galvatron is gonna fight Dinobot, Rodimus Prime, and Optimus right there. I think that would look really cool. I think Galvatron just plays as a perfect villain for any Transformers series, and I think that this would look cool. If he fought Dinobot, that would be cool. And we did see in the Transformers War for Cybertron series that he did fight Megatron, so yeah, we kind of got a battle similar to that, although I would have really wanted to see him fight Galvatron. So without further ado, let's take a look at the collector's card, the box, and then finally transform this guy. So taking a look at the box, honestly, this box looks amazing, especially the CGI that we see here for Dinobot, both in Raptor mode as well as Robot mode. We can see right here Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy, Voyager class. Right here on the top we can see Dinobot, War for Cybertron K18, the Predacon insignia. Right here on the back we can see Dinobot's conversion, 28 steps from robot to Raptor mode, and honestly I think that this looks nice. Although the Raptor mode looks a bit funky, I will show you later how he looks like. And then we get that basic Kingdom artwork that we get. And just to show you this, instead of making you watch my first Kingdom video, which is the artwork, right here we can see Optimus Prime, Cheetor, Raptrap, Tigatron, RC, Bumblebee, Airazor, the Autobot Arc, Dinobot. Yes, Dinobot is right there. Scorponok, Black Arachnia, Rhinox, the Nemesis ship, Predacon, Megatron. I think these are probably Autobots or maybe even other type of Maximals. I'm not so sure. And we have Galvatron right here, and we have the mighty Unicron up right here. So honestly, yeah, the really cool figure, and I really do like the box. And speaking of box, let's take a look at the collector's card. Now, the collector's card that we did get for Dinobot is actually really cool, and is a card that's accurate to the series. And if we peel and reveal this key destiny for Dinobot, and we can see that he becomes a Maximal, and this is clearly what we see in the Beast Wars series, as well as the War for Cybertron series. So yeah, I believe this is entirely true. This is what Dinobot is supposed to be and everything. And there is another Dinobot card I do want to show you, but you're just gonna have to wait for, I believe, either my Shadow Panther review or my Trax review. So now with that being done, now let's see Dinobot transform into his really cool yet funky looking Raptor mode. So now let's transform Dinobot. Dinobot maximize! So here we can see Dinobot in his robot form. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is get this this tail piece right here. You're gonna get this sword right here, and we're we're gonna attach it right there, and then you're gonna fold these two halves together till they click, and they form this tail. Although it looks a little bit weird with this purple spot showing up, but I don't mind it. I think it looks perfect no matter what. We'll just put the tail to the side. Now let's focus on Dinobot. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is simply hinge Dinobot's arms all the way forward so it could look like he's doing a stretch or something. And then after that, you're gonna flip Dinobot's entire body like that. You're gonna open this whole region a bit like so. After that, you're gonna unclip this piece right here. You're gonna make sure that this piece does in fact fold out like so. So make sure that this is loose a bit. And then after that, you're gonna have to make sure that this part does fall out like that. After that, it's real simple to do. You're gonna have to make sure the hands do pop out. These weird looking hands. I'll explain more about that later on. And then you're gonna have to make sure these parts pop out like that. Now with that done, you're gonna have to make sure that this whole entire tail region will in fact cover Dinobot's body right here. So now you're gonna have this part right here, gonna have this piece click right here. And also, if Dinobot's head has rotated at the same time while you're connecting this piece, try to rotate it back. After that, you're just gonna have to flip this piece like so, flip that piece like so, so it can create those chunky dinosaur thighs on Dinobot. And then after that, you're gonna rotate this hand right here, extend it out like that so that it does resemble this. Make sure that it does in fact look like this. I'm just gonna fix this so it can have extra clearance like that. After that, you're gonna have to make sure that this whole region does in fact do the same process. So make sure the hollow side is facing inward. I recommend it facing inward, and then you can flip this hand like so. And then after with that being done, you're just now not just gonna attach it just yet. Like I said, how the knees bend in a weird degree due to the transformation, you're just gonna bend them like that. You're gonna plug in this piece right here, plug in that piece right there. After that, you're just gonna make sure these pieces do in fact fold like so. After that, you're just gonna make sure that the tabs right here, they do in fact have to go inside these hidden kind of tab thingies right here. So yeah, at the same time, try to make sure this piece is attached right here. And then you're gonna have to attach this piece right there as well. So make sure that these pieces are attached. And then now you're just gonna make sure this whole region does fall down downward like so. You're gonna do the same process on this side. Rotate this so that it could look less hollow here. And then you're just gonna make sure everything is connected appropriately so that nothing looks out of place. And honestly, it does look a bit out of place. Well, that is mostly because the tail is gone. And now, one of the key details is fixing Dinobot's head is just rotating it up like so. And it's your decision whether you want the mouth to pop out or not. I like having it popped out slightly like so. And then I just pose the arms like this. And then after that, the last piece, which will make Dinobot look way cooler, just try to attach this piece right here, and you're just gonna have to make sure this piece does attach. It does attach a certain way. In fact, if you do look closely, the tail does look like it's kind of bent a little bit. That gives you a clue how to attach it. So you're just gonna attach it like this, and make sure that this kind of that this area right here, how it's facing like this on the tail, will attach like so. So you just, let me just demonstrate to you. Boop, like that. You just attach it like that. So now with that being attached, here we have Dinobot fully transformed into that awesome raptor mode. Dinobot maximize! So here for a size comparison between Dinobot and Airazor. So I'm just going to bring in the Kingdom Airazor right here, and we can clearly see how Airazor and Dinobot's size completely changed. We can see how long Airazor is compared to Dinobot. They're roughly around the same size in longness from her wingspan to the length of Dinobot, but overall we can see Dinobot is much bigger than Airazor. So now with that comparison being done, let's take a look at Dinobot himself. Honestly, this is a really well done figure. Mostly in the dinosaur mode is where all my critiques do come in, especially where the mouth and the arms are concerned. Honestly, I do not like how this looks like. It just looks like two big lumps in his chest, and the hands, I mean, Hasbro could have thought of something better to make the hands more forward. It just looks like he just, somebody broke his hands and then he's like, it looks like like if like Megatron just broke his hands and then now he can't use them anymore or something like that. And honestly, the teeth, I kind of have a complaint with it. We just needed some of the front teeth, but I think the reason Hasbro does that is probably for safety issues or something, but I'm not so sure why they didn't include the teeth, although it would have been a really great inclusion on the figure. The tail looks nice, the bottom looks nice, everything tucks in really nice. I really do like how these blue parts do kind of hide behind him and everything. Honestly, I think that the Raptor mode is probably the inferior mode. I don't want to say inferior, but the least best mode. I think the robot mode was done a bit better than the Raptor mode. Let's bring in another Transformer for a comparison, that being Rodimus Prime right here. Let's bring in Rodimus Prime. Honestly, I think Rodimus Prime and Dinobot, they look really well. And if this would be something we can see in the upcoming Transformers Rise of the Beast, although not with Rodimus, obviously, but with another Transformer character, probably Optimus Primal, or maybe even Dinobot could show up potentially in the movie, because the director did say reptilian characters. The Predacons are going to be reptilian, so it could be the Beast Wars Megatron or Dinobot. However, I think that this looks really well, and although I think Rodimus Prime is just crushing Dinobot on accident, I think that this just looks really well. So without further ado, let me give you my final thoughts of our Transformers. Oh, and before I do that, I do want to point out that this figure, the eyes, I don't know, the eyes, they just look so round. I mean, they don't really look that much like dinosaur eyes, like as shown in the product image, or like even if you've seen the Jurassic Park movies, this figure looks exactly almost like the Raptors in the first Jurassic Park movie, and I think that this looks really cool. It just looks really funny, and I really wish they would have painted the eyes in like a skinnier pupil, and like as we see in reptiles and stuff, we can always see that the pupils are skinny. And let's just take a look at Dinobot himself. We can see the pupils are extremely skinny. If you get the figure in the box, you can see it better, but honestly, I think that this figure, just the downside was mostly the dinosaur mode. I feel like Hasbro could have done a bit better, but overall, a really great figure. So now, let me give you my final thoughts over Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Dinobot. So overall, some final thoughts of the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron K18 Voyager class Dinobot. Overall, a really great figure. Mostly in the dinosaur mode, I really do like this figure, and I really hope that in Transformers Rise of the Beast we can see this guy. And honestly, I think that this is a really cool form of Dinobot in the Transformers War for Cybertron series, as well as the Beast Wars series. This just captures exactly how he looks like, but in a brand new, very good toy mode. So overall, some final thoughts. This is a really great figure. I do recommend him. You could get him at Target, Walmart, Amazon, Hasbro Pulse for about $30. And honestly, this is a really great figure. So I'm gonna end off this review with a good note on Dinobot. This is a very good figure. You should get this figure. Also, the instructions on these War for Cybertron figures, I think they are all green, I believe, for the Kingdom line. Please correct me if they're not, but I believe they're all green. But so overall, this is a really great figure. So check the instructions if you want for more detail on the transformation and stuff. And until my next review, I will see you then. Alright, thanks for watching and goodbye. And my next review maybe another Maximo or even an Autobot. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave a nice comment, and until my next review, I will see you then. Thanks for watching.